when you come for some therapy, you might get one of two approaches. One of them is, okay, I'm dealing with this stuff in the day-to-day basis, but my therapist seems to just want me to talk about the past and go over where it's come from. Now, that might be exactly what you need, but for some people, it can leave you feeling like, well, it's useful to talk about it, but it's not really helping me understand how to deal with it or what to do differently on a day-to-day basis. On the flip side, your therapist might only be interested in wanting to help you talk about how do you deal with it on a day-to-day basis. Breathing exercises, thinking exercises, whatever it might be. That again could be very helpful, but sometimes it can leave you feeling like you're fighting with yourself, like I'm not dealing with it, I'm managing it every single day. And maybe it can leave you feeling frustrated with yourself because I can't tell where this has come from. I know I'm self-critical, and now I'm annoyed with myself about the fact that I'm having to do all this work to try and stop it. What is wrong with me? For me, the best approach is do a little bit of both. So if we are understanding the way that you think and the way that you react to things, that is most complete when we also understand your history and what might help us understand why you see things the way you do, why you react the way that you do, so that when you're dealing with yourself in the present, you can treat yourself with a bit more kindness and understanding rather than frustration. If we do go into the past, we're hopefully going to do something with that, either to help us explain what's going on so it can be kinder, or sometimes there are things that have happened over here that we might want to purposefully go and look at again. For example, if you have a very negative view of yourself, and actually there are things in your history about where that came from, what people said to you, what people did, sometimes it's helpful to go back there and reassess and say, was that ever really fair? Sometimes that can loosen things up enough to make it a little bit easier for you actually to start to do that work of being less critical. There are some times when the work has to be in the past. So when there's traumatic events that have really sat with you and help us understand why you might feel so on edge in certain situations, and we need to go back and process some of those memories, that is most helpful when we've also done some stuff here about, while we're talking about this, it might make the feelings even more intense. Here's some of the things you can do to manage those symptoms on a day-to-day basis to help you feel safe. The main thing I want to say is, if you've had a present approach or a past approach and it hasn't quite worked out for you, it might not be that therapy isn't for you or there's something wrong with you. It might be that it just wasn't the right approach at that point in time.